man, so now some interesting and weird things going on with Stephen A. Smith, dog. I don't know exactly what's the truth here, but it's a woman that's claiming to be with him. She calls herself Miss Stephen A. Smith, even goes as far as to reference him as her husband sometimes when speaking on him. But yes, it does seem at some point in time these two were together. I don't know if they're together now, but she says they're together, and she's dropping some bombs. Now in the past, Stephen A. Smith said what he would do if a woman came out and talked about him and claimed him on social media.
She utters my name.
What?
Publicly about us. She gone. I wouldn't hesitate.
She happy for us.
I don't care. I don't care.
So yeah, that's what Stephen A. Smith said in the past when he was on Club Shay Shay in regards to having a possible girlfriend or whatever, to having a public relationship. But this lady don't care for whatever reason. So with that being said, she's on the platform and she has some wild allegations aiming towards Molly Qerim. Molly Qerim is a moderator on First Take, and yes, there's been rumors of her dealing with Stephen A. Smith, and there also being a possibility that she broke up with her ex-husband Jalen Rose due to her inappropriate relationship with a co-worker Stephen A. Smith. But this is what Miss Nikita Smith says in regards to that. Check this out real quick, man.
Hey y'all, you ready for a little story time? You know that kid in school who's always like really quiet, and there's a bully that keeps on picking on him until everybody finally finds out that that kid got them hands? I'm that kid that got them hands. So let's have a little story time about Molly on First Take. See, Molly came at me last night for the I don't know how many times from a fake account. And she was making fun of me. But she didn't know that I know who she is. And so I told her, like Stephen told her, to stop calling him SA. But she wouldn't listen. And I told her not to do it again or I was going to air her out. And so she decided to get on First Take today to do it. So let me tell you a little bit about Molly and why she calls Stephen SA. Molly actually falsely accused Stephen of sexual harassment. This was after he rejected her advances because I guess she thought that he didn't really love me. Anyway, so let's go back about Molly. See, Molly was the one who actually planted the story about her and Stephen having an affair. When Stephen wanted to address it, his bosses told him not to. Molly blamed that on Jalen, her ex-husband. But it was really Molly. Molly was jealous because, see, Jalen told Molly not to move to Connecticut, but she didn't listen. And then she got mad at the results. So then she decided to go after Stephen A. after she saw him coming up even more. Well, baby, she didn't know that Stephen A. is all about Nikita. So anyway, she plants this story and she thought it was going to faze me, but it didn't, because the one thing I know about my man, he likes all the assets and she ain't got none. Anyway, so she let it play out. And so when it didn't come, I told Stephen at that moment, I said, you should nip this in the bud because she is going to claim you harassed her. And he said, no, my bosses told me not to. And there's another story about those bosses that actually are trying to sabotage Stephen A. at ESPN, but I'll talk about that later. So today, Molly was the one who did it. She planted the story. She falsely accused Stephen. And apparently she didn't think I was about this life, but baby, I'm about this life. See, Stephen should have told you, not only am I a banking expert, I'm an IT expert. And on top of that, I was the EEO director at the FDIC. Now, you better come again before you come correct, before you come at me. Because I'd rather be growing my baby. But baby, I'll stop and take care of you.
Okay, so that's a very vibrant story to tell. Once again, I don't know how close these folks may be, but Stephen A. sound like he would not want that shit to be going on. He would not want this to be posted and talked about in this manner, but she's saying it. I don't know how two people can be on completely separate pages like this, but while I read in this story, I've seen a lot of people that don't believe that they're still together. But she's responding in the comment sections, going hard at them for doubting her, all right? So I don't know if it's the truth. I'm just bringing this to you guys' attention because I am seeing seeing the story run and move, and I'm not sure how honest other content creators are being about, you know, having clarity about if this girl is still with Stephen A. Smith. You know, sometimes people run with stories, so I'm bringing this out there to give people cause for pause to take this story in with a grain of salt, because it may not be true. But if it is true, Molly Qerim, boy, you a piece of work. And it wouldn't be the first time that we would have to advise men to be careful when dealing with these ladies in these positions on these platforms, man. Like, yeah, keep business and don't mix the personal situations with the business, especially on these type of platforms. But if someone just lie, what can you do? What can you do, man? But hey, y'all let me know what you gotta say in the comment section below. Me, I'm going to get up out of here though. This is another update with Stace. Yo.